Hello and welcome to another SRS podcast. I'm the host today, Jeff Mullin. Today we're having a guest join us is Jennifer Bauer, the Chief of Spine Surgery at Seattle Children's Hospital and a fellowship trained orthopedic surgeon. But today she's coming to us with her role within the annual meeting for the Scoliosis Research Society. So Dr. Bauer, give us a little background, I guess, on yourself and your role within the meeting in SRS in general.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm a pediatric spine surgeon at Seattle Children's, and I was honored to be co-chair for this upcoming academic session at our annual meeting with Dr. Martin Repko. And to get together, we were charged with working with our wonderful group of reviewers and category leads to choose and create the academic program, and looking through all the abstracts and the e-posters.
So within the annual meeting, obviously the SRS has a lot of a well-oiled machine putting on a great product year after year. Was there anything you guys hope to change or set out doing a little differently this year?
Yeah, there were a couple things that we changed. Some of them were nuts and bolts with the process of the review. As you know, as everyone knows, when you submit an abstract, you get to decide which category you feel that it fits best in, and then we review those papers relative to the other papers in that same category. But it really works best if they're being compared to similar papers, and so that they're in the right categories. And so we took an extra step this year to have all of our category leads review all the papers before they went out to the reviewers to make sure we could recategorize some of them on the front end. And we did that for about 100 papers, making sure everybody was in the right category. And I think some more details will continue to get worked out over the coming years on that, because that's always a little bit challenging. I know even with me, when I'm submitting a paper, sometimes I don't know, does it go in the QI section or a different section? So we tried to do a little bit more work with that. And then we also changed to make the reviews a bit more less biased, such that if you were in a study group, we had that indicated on all the abstract reviewers so that we could avoid reviewing things that sometimes people are even authors of, and they may not realize that, or that they, contributed in their various research group discussion meetings too, so that they could remain totally blinded, totally clean reviews, and then also made sure that people did not put in that they were part of a study group in the abstract itself, which had tend to happen in the past.
Like so many of the great things, the SRS sounds like it's very sort of a member-heavy, laborious volunteer activity here. How many various members did you have to work with to achieve such a product?
Well, every abstract was read and scored at least 5 times, and then additionally on top of that, Martin and I read through almost all of them as well, without scoring them, just to get a sense of where everything was. So there were about 1,200 papers submitted, and everybody was reading, well over 100. We rely on a good number of people, but we also rely on them to do a large amount of work as well.
Very good. Well, good news, I guess that project is wrapping up too, right? So all these submissions are now in and notifications have started coming out. So
Yep. Yeah,
really
really excited about them. I think I kind of judge on how excited I am to go to a meeting based on, as I read through the abstracts or the titles, and see if I have questions that I think I want to ask about, or I'm really interested where I feel like it's going to perhaps change my paradigm of how I practice. And reading through every single one of the abstracts that we accepted, even I'm a pediatric surgeon, and even all of the adult abstracts, I was like, oh, I wonder about this. I wonder about that. I want to ask them about this. And so I literally feel like I have a question that I would want to ask at a microphone for every single one of the abstracts that we selected, which I'm very excited about.
I think a lot of people feel the same way about the SRS's meetings in general. Aside from the great sort of educational abstracts, there's obviously other focuses, some of the research with Hibbs and the Howard Steele lecture. Can you tell us a little bit about those other offerings?
Yeah, Hibbs is going to get started, on Tuesday, as it does. It's as usual run by the prior traveling fellows from last year. They're really going to talk about some of the well, the part that I'm actually most excited about is a section all about different sagittal alignment and how we've gotten to where we are from where we started. But they're also going to talk about new cutting edge approaches and different aspects of kind of where surgical correction and where deformity treatment is going. And then we'll get started into kind of the pre-meeting, which will be on Wednesday. Dr. Noelle Larson has created a great program for that. And we're really going to teach everybody about all the things that personally I need to learn more about going into the future, which is machine learning, AI. What does it mean? What can we do? How do we harness it? We really need to start owning this. And I think this is going to be a great way to start for people like me who need to learn a whole lot more about it, get us off to a better learning start for that.
Very good. And the last sort of, I guess, feature is the Howard Steele lecture. This year we have Michelle Flournoy joining us. Can you tell us a little bit about her presentation?
Yeah, I think it's interesting, these talks are always highlighting, a non-orthopedic or non-spine, non-neurosurgical topic. And I think this is going to be pretty interesting for us as an international group, which is rare as an international, research group, SRS. She's going to talk about navigating changing geopolitical landscape, which I think is going to be, really interesting to be sitting in a room that's truly international to be thinking about that. And what a time to be considering that right now.
Very good. So yeah, for those that don't know, Ms. Flournoy was part of the Barack Obama's administration, and now she moved on to other sort of political off positions. So look forward to her talk. In addition to that, the location is going to be Charlotte this year. The guys farewell reception is, I guess, near and dear to those people from Charlotte at the NASCAR Hall of Fame. I'm sure it's going to be a festive celebration. Anything else you want to share with us, Jen?
I think sometimes a September meeting can be a little hit or miss with the weather, but I think, being in Charlotte, we're gonna have some nice warm weather to kind of finish out everybody's summers here in the US and in the Northern Hemisphere. I think it's a really approachable, nice city for everybody to come to. It will be pretty centralized, which I really like when we go to have meetings where we kind of can really stay together, a large number of us, and stay close for some fellowship in the evening times. So I'm looking forward to the meeting being there as well, experiencing some kind of Southern food. It should be a good time.
And just to piggyback on that, to stress to the listeners, the annual meeting will be this year, September 16th to 20th, in Charlotte, North Carolina. Registration is now open, so please go out there and register, and looking forward to a great meeting. Jen, thank you for your efforts putting on another great event for the SRS.
Thank you.
All right.